Hi, this is Armando with the Boxing Corner. Sorry, my voice a little bit raspy. This is Armando with the Boxing Corner, talking about the fights that happened on HBO. I'm going to talk about the undercard to the Hopkins and Tavoris Cloud fight from last night. It was a fight between Keith Thurman and Dejan Zaveck. Many people probably know, at least on this side of the big pond here in the States, people know Dejan Zaveck probably most importantly from the Andre Berto, to where I think the fight was stopped in the 5th or 6th round and Berto took the belt. I think it was an IBF strap, I'm not sure. So Zaveck's back on HBO. He's got a fight with Keith Thurman, who is kind of a very interesting fighter, coming from like how he came to the HBO, limelight. Obviously, Al Heyman kind of has very much influence with HBO, so he got his chance. He kind of he showed something. So this is his third outing with HBO. So having Heyman on your side definitely is paying off for him. And he is a good fighter. He really is. I'm not just bashing him because I'm not even bashing him. I'm not just saying, hey, it's because of Al Heyman. He actually is something, because if he wasn't something, he wouldn't be on HBO again. Regardless, this was a fight that I actually felt that Thurman was going to win, and I thought he was actually going to stop. Probably the ref was going to stop at TKO. I don't think he was going to KO Zaveck, but I actually thought maybe in the 9th and 10th round he would punish Zaveck enough to have the ref step in and stop the fight. It went 12 rounds. The fight was competitive for the most part, but it was a fight that Keith Thurman had to fight and scratch and claw and get bruised up to win the fight. He was never really 100% in trouble. There were times where Zaveck was landing, and it kind of had me very concerned. I still see Keith Thurman as a prospect. Some people are already thinking that he's already a contender for something major, for a title shot, for maybe even other contenders out there. But I still feel he has a couple more fight in him to get certain things straight, because there was times where Zaveck was landing on him with a left, overhand left, and it was catching him. Thurman is a fighter that he's very raw. I still think he's kind of green. At the time, he was 19 wins, 18 won by KOs, with 0 losses. He has in the past called out Floyd Mayweather and Bradley and everybody under the book, like every other fighter does. They want to call out everybody without having any significant wins, without anything. They think they can go and do anything. He still is kind of somewhat a pup. In my eyes, very talented. I think he's a better boxer than most people give him credit for, because he seems to be more kind of a counterer more than anything else. He fights pretty well off his back feet, but when he gets into the slug mode, he leaves himself open a lot, and he throws a lot of wide hooks, and that can be very, very detrimental to when the time comes and he is fighting for a world title. Things can get a little bit sticky, because Zaveck was definitely landing on him when he had a chance in those moments when they're literally swinging wildly at each other. But overall, it was definitely Thurman pretty much winning every round. But like I said, those were hard, tough fought rounds. They didn't come easy. They said he's never gone past 8th or 9th rounds. So this was kind of new territory for him, and even I think in the post interview with Kellerman, he said, maybe I can't really knock out every single guy out there. Maybe I do gotta adjust. Maybe I gotta do a plan B or a plan C. I don't think he actually mentioned the plan A, B, and C, but he realized that maybe he can't knock out every single guy all the time. That he has to do something a little bit different. Now, every boxer wants to knock somebody out, obviously, but there's just sometimes where the guy's too tough, you can't figure him out. Just you got to go out there and get the 12th, just get the win. Whether it be split, unanimous, whatever, majority, you got to get the win. And he felt maybe I gotta do 12 rounds but win every round. Or not even say win every round, but just win the fight and do what I gotta do. You know, try to knock him out. But if you can't, you still gotta try to win, regardless, one way or another. And he won. He won in a good fashion, but like I said, he came out a little bit bruised and battered too. This is a very good experience. Like I said earlier, I thought he was actually going to stop him maybe in the 9th or 10th round. That TKO stoppage after the amount of abuse he was going to give Zaveck, but I was completely wrong. Zaveck, you know, held through 12 rounds, and he showed this puppy that, you know, a lot of good experience, because I think he's definitely going to grow with this. And we'll see what happens next. I think this was for a WBO title eliminator, which I think Bradley has. But we'll have to see. I don't think he's ready for Bradley right now. Bradley's kind of on a different level. I'm not saying Bradley is upper echelon, you know, the Marquez, the Sergios, you know, stuff like that. But I definitely think Bradley is a little bit under those kind of guys. I think he'd be a little bit too much for Keith Thurman, in my opinion. But I think Keith Thurman can hold his own. But we'll have to see. I think, for me, I think Keith Thurman needs maybe the end of next year. I think he needs to get another 2 or 3 good fights underneath him to get some experience. Because had he walked into a fight of world caliber, how would he have dealt with? I mean, Zaveck was a world title holder, but he really wasn't the elite or the creme de la creme, you know, when it comes to the world title championship holders, you know. So give him some time. You know, he's still learning. I mean, dude only got 19 fights. We'll have to see. He's still, like I said, a work in progress. Give him some time. He'll get there. He'll get his title shot. You ain't got to rush, dude. He's got airplay on HBO. People are talking about him. So that's pretty much it. This is the post video for the Keith Thurman and the Dejan Zaveck. Hope you liked it, and I'll yank out the Hopkins and Cloud fight right after this. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.